Okay, I think we're up and running now. Um, this is the first time I've streamed since the whole Twitch kerfuffle, so I had to go through a few things to get this working. But meanwhile, hey, I'm back. This will be a short stream, unfortunately, but let's see how far we can get before I have to go. We're currently looking at um, this roguelike tutorial. I'm up to day 14 now, believe it or not, and what we did last time was get up to this death notification, so we can actually kill monsters. I'll refresh. Yep, so that still works. Oh, that's interesting. I thought we fixed that. I'll have to look at why that happened. But we should be able to kill monsters, and then down here it should say when they die. That's where we left off last time. Orc number 5 is dead. So that worked. This is what the code looks like, and this is where I'm pushing all the code. So if you're interested in taking a look at that. Now that we've done that, we're looking at this next one, mouse support and tooltips, and this might be all we get to do today, but we'll see. All right, so let's start by looking at how we obtain mouse information from RLTK. It's really easy. Add the following to the bottom of your draw UI function, draw mouse cursor. This sets the background of the cell which the mouse is pointed to magenta. All right. Easy enough. Except I've forgotten where everything is. It's probably in GUI, right? Yep. All right. So at the bottom, we'll say let mouse pause, ctx mouse pause, and then ctx set bg, mouse pause dot 0, mouse pause dot 1. That means mouse pause is a tuple instead of an xy thing, right? RGB named RLTK magenta. All right. Save that. Build that. Now, do we have a magenta background following the mouse? We do. We still have this issue. I thought we changed this so that the height is only 43 or something like that. Make width and height constants, right? Oh, we probably never changed it from 50. Is that true? Yeah, it still says 50. Okay. I bet you in the tutorial we had it changed to 43 and I just skipped right over it. Where would that be? Here. Here's where we draw it from 43 to that's the box that gets drawn. Oh no, this says map height is 50. Do we ever change it to 43? Oh yeah, when it's done and running, we'll change map height to 43. So I totally ignored that. All right, let's fix that. And now we should be able to hit refresh. Every so often it gives a bright flash, doesn't it? But it looks like now we're actually keeping the map inside the borders. That's good, and we can still kill orcs, which is our primary objective. All right, so oops. We got the magenta thing working. So now we can point and it follows us. You see a little magenta thingy. Thanks for the follow, Manon4. We will now go on to drawing tooltips, which is a lot of complicated code. So we'll introduce a new function, draw tooltips, and call it at the end of draw UI. New function looks like this. At some point, I need to start submitting PRs for this doc. Right? All right. FN draw tooltips. we take in the world, and we take in a mutable RLTK context, and we open the brace. Let map ECS fetch map, and because this is not a system, we're actually going to be grabbing these components one at a time. Read storage name ECS read storage position. So this gets all the maps, of which there is one, all the things, all the names that every component has, and all the positions that every component has. And we're going to get the mouse position. And if the mouse position is not within the map, mouse pos.1 map height return. Okay, that's good. I guess it can't be negative. I don't know what the type of this tuple is. Let tooltip is equal to vec string vec new for name position in names positions dot join. Okay, so this is where we look to see everything that has a name and position and give it to us. Let idx equals map xy idx position.x position.y. If position.x is equal to the mouse position O and position.y is equal to the mouse position.1 and map.visible tiles idx. Yep. So it's visible. Tool tip dot push. This way we can't mouse over things that we haven't seen before. Name.name dot toString. So we push all of the tooltips into the tooltip vector. And now if tooltip dot is empty, so if we have any, for s in tooltip dot iter, if width is less than s.len as I32, then width is equal to s.len as I32 width plus equals 3. What's this doing? So if it's saying the width is less than the length, then the width is equal to the length, and then we add 3 to the width. All right, so okay, we started at 0. If the width is less than the length, then, and then we add 3. Okay. If mouse pos 0 is greater than 40, let arrow pos is equal to point new mouse pos dot 0 minus 2 and mouse pos dot 1. Okay, so we're just saying here's where we're going to draw an arrow, right? And somewhere we draw an arrow here. So here's an arrow. Oh, okay, so we're doing either we're going to be pointing right or pointing left. One of these two is going to be the result, right? So if we're more than halfway across the screen, so mouse pos.0 is the X position, and we know our screen width is 40, we should make this screen width over 2, right? Map. Oh, we probably don't have map width. We do. Map width right there. So we can say map width over 2. right? Then we're going to draw it pointing to the right, otherwise we're going to draw it pointing to the left. All right, so then let left x equals mouse pos minus width, and let our mutable y equal to mouse pos dot 1 for s in tooltip iter, which we did up here. But I guess we're allowed to do it again because we're borrowing it read-only. ctx print color left x y RGB named RLTK white for the foreground, RGB named RLTK gray for the background, and then the string s. And then let padding is equal to width minus s.len as I32 minus 1 for I in 0 dot dot padding, ctx print color arrow pos x minus I y, and then still white and gray. Yeah, and we're going to use, let's do that. Oops. Let's copy the whole line, put it here, and then we're going to say toString. Right, so that's printing a bunch of spaces. Y plus equals 1. Move down a line, and then we'll do the next tooltip. And then ctx print color arrow pos x arrow pos dot y RGB named, and then white and gray again, right? And this time we're going to put the arrow. So we'll do that. And we're going to do that. Else, we can do exactly the opposite. Right? So we'll just copy that, paste that here, and then we'll just make the edits as needed. So instead of -2, it's +1. Mouse pos is left x is +3. That's still the same. That's still the same. This is left x +1. That's the same. This is +1 plus I and y. We still do that, and then we reverse the arrow, right? Like that. Let's see if that builds. No, it doesn't. I spelled it tooltip. Okay. And we're not calling it. It starts by accessing read access to the components we need for tooltips, names and positions. It also gets read access to the map itself. Right? It does a mutable one, doesn't it? Oh no, it's read storage, read storage, read storage. Oh, it has mutable context. Okay, that's what I was remembering. Then we check that the mouse cursor is actually on the map, bail out if it isn't. And then it says if we have any tooltips, look at the mouse position. Okay, we'll put it on the tooltip to the right, otherwise we'll put the tooltip to the left. And if you cargo run your project now, it looks like this. All right, but we have to actually call tooltips. And it says here, call it at the end of draw UI. So let us do that. This is draw UI. Oh, let's draw map. Oh. And does this, I put it in here. Should this go in the GUI code? Source lib GUI. Yeah. After this, then we'll say draw tooltips, and we're going to move this all here. And we're going to pass in ECS and CTX. You have to pass them in as, do we get them? Yep, ECS and CTX, and we'll pass them in as, they're already references, so do I have to re-reference them? Let's find out. Oh, kaboom. Oh, right, so I need to include map and name and position and map width. All right. So that comes from here. Map, name, position, map width. And I probably have to make that public, right? Source lib map. Make them all public. Does that work? Nope. Point. Oh, here it is. Okay, yes, point. Oh, okay, I was going too far. Build that. No point in the root. Oh, does that come from RLTK? It does. Okay, good. Let's come over here, hit refresh, and now we should be able to get tooltips. Player, look at that. And it's pointing to the left. And if I go far enough to the, oh, I should be able to look at the orc. Look at that, orc number 7. Very cool. If I go far enough to the right, oh, and this guy is goblin number 5, and he's pointing that way. Here's players pointing to the right. Let's kill the goblin, go back over here. Player is pointing to the left, pointing to the left, pointing to the left, and pointing to the right. Yeah. Ha ha ha. Very sweet. All right, so what have we got? So we added this set background to magenta so that when we point at something, we actually have to be live. When we point at something, it follows us, and it actually follows us all the way down into here. I guess we should not do that. I don't know. It won't go further than the map. And then there's the draw tooltips, which draws it to the left or to the right, depending on what side of the world the tooltippy thing is on. And then we made these public so that we can access that value here. We can do the clippy. Everybody's happy. Anything change? I can't tell. Everything looks the same. Oh, we put this on the same line. Okay. Let's spread this out. Spread them all out. All right. That's fine. All right. So git add source, git commit tooltips and mouse follower. Okay. I think that wraps up that chapter. Optional post-processing for that truly retro feeling. Since we're on look and feel, let's consider enabling an RLTK feature, post-processing, to give scan lines and screen burn for that truly retro feel. It's entirely up to you if you want to use this. In main.rs, the initial setup simply replace the first init command with this. Context with post scan lines true. If you choose to do this, the game looks a bit like classic Caves of Cud. Okay. I don't know if it'll work in the browser version, but we can try it, see what it looks like. It's just that one line, right? There it is. Context dot with post scan lines true. Will it make a difference in this version? Oh, I have to make it mutable. They actually have that here, but I missed it. And I should have realized it too. Okay. It does make it slightly more CRT-ish. Kind of blurrier. And yeah, I don't know if that's worth it, but it's kind of neat. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with this, at least for streaming. I think it looks better streaming with the contrast up and the sharp colors and the non-blurry stuff. All right, so that's that. Let's push this. Oh, I did push it. Okay. So that's the GUI. So next up is items in inventory. I don't want to get started with this because I'm not going to have time to get far enough to do all of this before I have to stop, unfortunately. So this is an extremely short stream. Tomorrow we should be able to go longer, but this looks like what we're doing is adding. Oh yeah, see, change those to public. We already did that part. But we are going to spawn. What are we going to do? We're creating random monsters, right? And then we're going to spawn random monsters. And then, and then we get to health potions. Okay. So let's see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we'll definitely be able to get the monsters in, and then hopefully get to the potions, depending on time. Meanwhile, thanks very much for watching, and take care.